All right. You ready? After you take that drink?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Welcome to Father of Ice, Daughter of Fire, where we are discussing A Song of Ice and Fire, currently in the first book of A Game of Thrones. Um, Today, we are reviewing Eddard XIII, Jon VI, and Eddard XIV. Might as well just call this the Eddard, the Book of Eddard. Um,
Yeah.
and big things have happened. Obviously, we'll jump into it here in just a few seconds. But at the end of our last episode, we talked about how we were like right on the verge of the climax of the story, and I think things are definitely really happening in a lot of lead up, world building, but now big things are happening. So without further ado, the first Eddard chapter that you just read.
Okay. So, he's dreaming, and his in his dream, like he went to his sister and his dad's grave, and he keeps like remembering like his sister saying, "Promise me, Ned." And then he wakes up to people.
Sorry, it's so funny because I always envision you having like a solid 5 minutes. Like, okay, tell us about the chapter, and then like the first sentence in, I'm like, I got to interrupt. So he's in his dream. He's down in the crypts. So it's all of the previous Starks from Winterfell, and then he specifically goes up to is it his father and Lyanna, or his brother, or maybe all three?
I think it's just his. He only mentioned his sister and his dad. That's
Okay.
all I have written down. So.
And then she says, "Promise me." Now, in a previous chapter where he was having fever dreams, do you remember the fever dream chapter? It's like right after he
Mhm.
broke his leg.
Mhm.
Wasn't there some Lyanna feverish dreams stuff? Did
Mhm.
she
And
did she
then
use that phrase? Promise me.
yeah, like promise me,
Okay.
Ned.
Okay.
That's all I get though. Like I
Okay.
still don't know the promise. So,
Okay.
um,
All right. As long as we've, I guess, previously talked about it and know that, we got to figure out what is this promise.
yeah, I'm hoping I figure out soon. It's like the whole John Aaron thing all over again.
Yeah, you will not figure this one out soon.
Whatever. Maybe I could. Like
I
whatever.
don't know. You figured some things out, and actually, one of
Exactly.
them came to fruition. You've been saying forever how King Robert is not going to live long, and not to jump
That was
ahead,
like
but
the really beginning too, which I think is hilarious. I was like 2 chapters in. I was like,
yeah,
bro's not living.
yeah. Okay,
Um,
all right, back to it.
so then he wakes up to people knocking on his door, and they're like, Robert wants you, like immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, Robert's here finally.
Yeah,
And then they like show up, and Robert's like on his deathbed.
yeah,
Like, and I
yeah.
did not think it was gonna be like this. I thought he was
Mm,
just gonna like die, like, just like mysteriously again. But bro
okay.
got like cut down by a boar, which
Yeah.
is crazy. Which, okay, it is a little mysterious because Robert blames the wine, and then Varys was well, like later on, Varys was like, "Well, who gave him that?" Okay, we'll get actually. Well, I'm
Oh,
getting
all
ahead of
right.
myself.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. Let me lock in. So he's walking up to the door. Ned is walking up to the door. You can already tell something's wrong because he sees. I forgot that guy's name, but someone's like
Barristan
standing.
Selmy.
Yeah. And he's like white as a sheet. And I was like, oh my gosh, Robert's gonna die. He got injured by a boar. Um, Oh, and then I think so he like gets everybody Robert gets everybody out of the room, and then he's talking to Ned, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to make you the king actually." Or like the
Because
like
Cersei was in the room, right? Like he kicked Cersei out amongst other people, right?
yeah, he kicked
Yeah.
everybody out. It's
Right.
just him
Right.
and Ned.
Yeah.
Um and then so he was like, "I'm going to make you the king until Joffrey comes of age." And so he gets him to like get a paper and like a pen. And he also says, "Promise me, Ned." He says that too, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Dang, on his deathbed too. That's like such a traumatizing phrase for Ned. Like
Right.
twice, promise
Yeah.
me, Ned.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, and then Robert changed his mind about Danny, and he's like, I actually want that girl to live now. So
Mhm.
make sure like all those people take back whatever I said earlier. Just like make sure she lives. Um.
So, did you
And
finish
then
the sentence about Robert mentioning Joffrey?
all I have is Robert wants Ned to be king until Joffrey comes of age,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
Ned was like, Ned didn't say he was
He's not
thinking
your
about like,
son.
yeah,
How
he
about you
was
say
like,
that, Ned?
But then he was like, "That's like this dude is dying, and
I
already
know.
adding the stress
I
into like
know.
and dying."
You
So
know what? So I get it. Like you don't want to tell your best friend, like, hey, that person that you thought is your son, it's not
it's
really your
not your
son.
son.
But there's almost a part of this where that would be a good news. Like you'd be like, I knew it. I knew that little creep, freaking cutting open kittens and stuff. I knew that couldn't have come from me.
Right. That's true. I mean, like, yeah, but also like he thinks that's his
I
son. Like,
know. Yeah.
that's his kid. And well, not even just him, but like the other two aren't like,
Tommen and
bad.
Marcella. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, damn, those aren't my kids.
Yeah.
Not that he like raised them anyway. He's like out all the time. Like, bro did not have time to raise these kids. But anyway, so then I think after they write the whole letter and seal it, they bring back in everybody. But well, I don't know if they seal it yet because they have to like seal it in front of the council. But they do something. His blood is
Now,
on there.
when Ned is like essentially dictating this letter, right? He's the one writing it.
Yeah.
Does it say what he writes?
Yeah, and it also says he something about Joffrey, instead of putting like something that says it's his son, it just says like until like the next heir or something is like of age.
Right.
And he like felt bad, and he was like, may the gods forgive me. But yeah, okay, I think that was it though with the letter. And then he brings everybody back. But Cersei's not there anymore. She like doesn't come back. It's just like all the guys.
You got to think that she might have thought, okay, this is where Ned tells Robert that these aren't his kids, so she might need to start figuring out her next move right now.
Probably. Well, yeah, I think that is what happened because of like the next chapters. But so then I think they put him, or he like not put him to sleep, but he goes to sleep because they give him like they just like suffocate him. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Milk of the poppy.
Yeah. And then I think this is where Varys says like who gave him the wine, because everyone's like saying, oh yeah, he blames the wine for getting hurt from the boar, because he insisted on being the one to attack the boar by himself, which I don't really know why. But yeah, anyway. And then Varys was like, oh, who gave him the wine? And then Ned asked like the same question, like, who was it? And it was his squire, who is, hold on, I wrote it down, nephew of Lord Tywin and like the queen's cousin. His name is like Lance or something.
Lancel.
Hello. Say it again.
You gotta put your pinky when you say Lancel. Lancel.
Okay, Lancel. And so Ned was like, that's a little suspicious. But then after that, Robert goes to sleep. Ned leaves, and then he's like walking somewhere. I think they're like on a bridge or something, and Renly comes up and he's like, hey, that letter that you wrote for Robert, that's saying that you're finna be king now, right? I can give you all of my guys, and we can strike now. We can get
Sounds
Cersei out of here.
Great plan.
Right.
And then Ned says, great plan, let's do it, right?
I wish, bro. But he was like, honor, and I can't do that. That's not nice. So he's like, no, and he refuses. And so Renly's like,
now Renly, part of his plan was that he wanted to capture the kids, right?
Yeah.
And then I think that was probably the part where Ned balked at the plan.
Yeah. And so Ned's just thinking like, oh, you know what? It's fine. Like sometimes the gods are merciful. And then Renly's like, the Lannisters are not. And then he dips. And I was like, damn. So then he gets back to his little chambers and he wants to send Lord Stannis a letter. Oh, and then he calls in Littlefinger, and I think he's like he reveals to Littlefinger the whole Joffrey is not the like real heir or whatever. And so he like tells him the big secret. And Littlefinger doesn't think it's like wise to give Stannis the crown, because Stannis has like this big grudge on like all of the people from like the whole war that happened, like the Targaryen War. I forgot what it's called. It's like it has an official war name, I think. I don't really remember.
I think Robert's Rebellion.
Yeah, okay. And then the last thing that happened was Ned had Littlefinger get
The City
I don't.
Watch.
Thank you. The City Watch, like basically on Ned's side. And that was the last thing.
Yeah, because Littlefinger is the one that pays him. The City Watch.
Yeah.
He's in charge of the money, so he's the one that essentially controls the City Watch.
Mm-hmm. And that was it.
That'll be important coming up here soon.
Oh, really? Really? Let me write that down.
It is kind of funny that obviously you've read the next chapter, but if the chapters would have kind of like lined up differently, you would have read this chapter. We could have talked about it. We could have hinted at,
Yeah.
what's Littlefinger going on, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, you already know what's about to happen, but yeah.
Yeah. I would have been like, oh, you know what? I think Littlefinger's going to be on his side and he's going to get the whole City Watch because he hasn't betrayed us yet. Anyway. But yeah,
you remember early on, we're probably getting ahead of ourselves, but early on when Littlefinger was kind of introduced, I was like, oh, what's your thoughts on Littlefinger? And you're like, I like him. He's good.
Dang, I don't remember, but that's pretty funny that I liked him because I don't like this fool now.
You're like, he's sarcastic. He's just go with the flow.
True.
Nothing bothers him.
That's true. I do remember that actually. Yeah, no, not the same feelings now.
Dude, the bots in chat, they're going crazy.
Really?
Like 8 different accounts have all said the exact same thing. Right.
Bro, react to the song. What do you think?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Jon was next. Not too much happened. Again, like his whole thing is like separate, and Ben is still not there.
No,
Ben is still not there.
Yeah. Real quick, whenever you say, oh, not too much happens, sometimes it's a little bit of a meme because maybe something big did happen. But really, when you have the Ned chapter, this Jon chapter, and then the next Ned chapter, this is such like a very low-key chapter sandwiched by like these 2 major events. Like, King Robert is dying, and then we'll get to what happens here with Ned here in the next one. But yeah.
But it's like kind of crazy thinking about it. Like Jon, like this is what Jon's going through while like Ned is going through like something like crazy while Jon is like, like down here, like not chilling, but chilling, know.
What job am I gonna get? Like,
literally.
Yeah. Your problems are not important, Jon.
So at the beginning, they're like eating and Sam comes in and he's like, hey, like I'm part of the Brother Watch now or whatever, like they're gonna make
Night's Watch.
The Night's Watch.
Brother.
My bad, guys. Yeah, but close enough. And Jon is obviously happy for him. He doesn't like reveal that that was basically his doing, but he's happy for him. He mentions that Ben is still gone and missing, and like Jon like says like the last time I saw him alive, and I'm like I wonder if like Jon is losing hope that Ben is coming back, which is like so sad, but so then they go to like their ceremony or their vow, whatever, to where they say like, I'm a brother now. And then they're
what
like,
they do?
they say I'm a brother now. That's it. I don't know all the people that are there, but it's like the big guys that are like kind of in charge, I guess, of the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Leaders of the Night's Watch.
Yeah, exactly.
AKA the big guys.
Yeah. And so they're naming like, hey, like once you become a brother, you're not taking like a wife, you're not taking land, you're just a brother, like this is your house now. And then they start naming like who is going to who. So, these 2 kids go to Rangers, these 2 kids are builders, and then they say Jon is a steward along with Sam, and Jon's like, a steward? Like, this can't be right. And I knew this was gonna happen too. I knew this was gonna happen. And Jon was like, oh, like he was gonna say something, and then he looks to Alistair. He looks to Alistair, and Alistair, has that look on his face, and Jon's like, dang, like it was his doing. That's why I'm a steward. It's his doing. Also, I think it's crazy that Alistair's like beefing with a kid right now. Like,
yeah. But I agree with that statement, but I don't know how much more you end up learning about this. It wasn't Alistair that did this to Jon.
Oh, well, damn. Well, is it? Am I supposed to know that? Is it Commander Mormont that wanted him?
Yeah, it's not a big reveal. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because then it says like Commander Mormont like personally asked for Jon to be his steward.
Right.
Okay.
They want to like groom him towards leadership. If anything, Alistair Thorne would have like made him a cook or like some kind of
That's
like
true.
garbage job. Not that cooks are a garbage job.
Right.
John's
No
eyes.
one can get fed. No one can get fed. So then it's revealed that Mormont wanted him for his personal steward. And then Jon is still like snappy about it. He's like, this like has to be a mistake. I don't need to be cleaning this man's like clothes and changing his sheets and stoking his fire. Like, boo, boring. So then they leave, and then he's walking with Sam, and Sam is like just being optimistic about it. And that's when he like is like, hey, like he asked you for you personally, so this means that he wants you to like, like you said, like grooming him to be like a leader and stuff.
Yep.
And then Jon's like, wait, you're right. And so then Jon's like not like sour about it anymore. And then they go, they wanted to like pray to like their gods. Well, Jon wanted to pray to their gods at the little forest thing, and then Sam just came with them because I forgot. But like,
I think he essentially didn't necessarily have like a strong tradition, and probably felt more connected to Jon than any kind of official ceremony.
Yeah. So then they go to the forest. They're like led there by I don't remember who, but it's like some other like I think it's like one of like the big guys that probably take them. So they go to the forest. They like go to the little circle of trees. I think there's like 8 or 9, and then they pray.
FYI, it's called the Godswood.
Godswood, thank you.
Yep.
And then he brings Ghost. Jon brings Ghost as well, and so like Ghost like runs off into the forest. They're praying. They're done praying. They're about to leave. It's like dark at night, and then Ghost like comes out, and he has something in his hand, and they're like, "Ghost, what you got in your hand?"
In his hand?
In his paw. It's not his paw. In his mouth. Those guys. No wonder what he had in his mouth. And so Jon brings him over, and it's a hand.
Oh, it's a hand.
It's a hand in his mouth. Yeah, and that was how it ended.
Whose hand is it?
I don't know. I was
Obviously
like, it has to be Ben. Yeah,
No,
I was like, it has to be Ben.
I was kidding.
I mean, it could be though. Like we know that Ben's not there, and this could be Ben.
Was the hand cold?
I don't know.
There's a character later on called Cold Hands,
really?
that some people thought was Ben, but may or may not be, or something like that. So.
Interesting.
So that was a terrible joke that I knew you wouldn't get.
Second one that you did, bro. What was the one yesterday and I laughed because I felt
Secretariat.
I was like, Yeah.
Like you don't know horse racing from the 70s.
I try to be nice, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was it. So then we're back to Ned.
Yep. What happens in this chapter? Anything big?
Nah. So I think they're all eating together. Ned, Sansa, Arya, the Septa. Ned is, or not Ned. Sansa's still like begging Ned, like, please let me go see Joffrey, because like Arya's like, hey, like, I get to go train. Can I go train one more time? And Ned's like, yeah, go ahead. And then Sansa's like, well, if she can go train and do her dance lesson, like, why can't I go see Joffrey? And he's like, that wouldn't be smart. And then she's like, and then like runs away. Robert is dead. Robert is officially dead. Oh my gosh. It's like in all caps. Robert dead.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy. Like I thought he was gonna die like in a big way.
Yeah.
Death by boar? Are you serious?
I know. Yeah.
That's
Did they go into like a description of like how much it ripped him open?
Yeah, from like groin to like right here, which
like,
is insane. Right. And he said like someone was like, yeah, he was still like fighting him when like his guts were like falling out of him. Like that's
damn.
Like that's crazy. I don't even know. Like
King Robert.
How does it even happen? Don't like boars have like their little like? Are they the one with the the little thingies? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I was gonna say tusk, but I don't know if that was like the right term for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how big, and obviously this is a fantasy story from,
That's true. Maybe they're like gigantic in this book. But yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, so we learned that he's dead. I think I think this is when. Wait, when does he get? Oh,
What do you have any thoughts about the wine and did he get? I don't know. Any thoughts on any of that?
I mean, like honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if Cersei did something. If she was like, "Hey," because that's her cousin, and not that like she knows him like super well, to my knowledge, but she could have
Sure.
just been like, "Hey, like I know Robert loves to drink. Why don't you just sprinkle a little bit of something in there and then give it to him?" And so maybe it just made him super sleepy, and then or super like drowsy or whatever, and
Right.
then that's why he missed his thrust is what he said. But yeah.
Just something. Do you remember when they were at that tournament and Robert wanted to participate? Do you remember why he wanted to participate?
Um, like it wasn't. I don't know. Didn't he just like want to fight? He's like, I'm a king. Like, you know. I don't really remember.
Cersei told him he couldn't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right, right. So,
He was like, you won't tell me what I can't do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right.
What? No, wait, what? No, what? Wait, no, what?
There's a thought that
Right.
yeah, I'm trying to toe the line of having additional conversations and spoilery stuff and what is like obviously there's some big things that are really worth making sure nothing gets spoiled, and then there's other ones where it's like not the craziest thing. So let's say Cersei tells Lancel to get him drunk, like he's drunk all the time. Like, how is that a way to kill him? Like, oh, get King Robert drunk. Like, yeah, you get drunk every day.
Maybe she was like, tell King Robert he shouldn't be drinking while he goes hunting or something. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to drink as much as I can right now.
So it could be that. And then I've heard arguments of like, well, if that was the plan, okay, Cersei is going to try to kill Robert. It's such a stupid plan to like, that's going to be the way that you kill him. My thought is that she's probably been trying stuff every other month for the past 10
Yeah.
years. She tried at the
Yeah.
tournament. She tried when he went hunting. There's probably 100 different ways that she's not overtly going to put direct poison in his cup or, something like that. But she's probably always trying to steer him into harm's way of, having an accident.
Yeah. Hmm.
So what happened
I
after
don't.
he died?
Huh?
I said, so what happens after he died?
Well, I feel like there was something in between these, but I have Renly like fled to Storm's End or Highgarden, which I forgot where they were and like how or Ned was like told this because then like right after he was called to the throne room by Cersei.
I'll just point out the significance of those two locations. So Storm's End is like the Baratheon place, right? I think that might be where Stannis is.
Stannis is in. I swear
Storm's
Stannis
End?
is in Dragon something.
Oh, Dragonstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get those two mixed up. I think one is where they grew up, and then one is where, at least where Stannis is at. So I think maybe Storm's End is where they grew up. Either way, it's related to Baratheon family.
Okay.
And then Highgarden is where the Tyrells are. So not Lancel. Who's the knight that Sansa loves so much?
The Hound.
No.
No. Sorry. Because she was talking to the Hound, and she like. Anyway, not the Hound.
The young, good-looking.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember though.
Dang,
what's that guy's name?
It's just like a really important name. I'm completely drawing a blank on it.
Wait, no, I have to find it.
I keep wanting to say Lancel. Who is Lancel?
It starts with an L, doesn't it?
Loras.
Loras, yeah.
Is it Loras?
I think. Don't.
Is Loras the other Tyrell brother? Maybe. Damn it! This is.
Wait, no. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, bro. I thought you were like a Game of Thrones.
Oh, the gig is up. I guess I'm not. Right, Marjorie Tyrell brother. Loras. Yeah, it is
Is it
Loras.
Loras? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
man, I
Night
didn't
of
even write
Flowers.
it
Okay.
down. Damn.
They got a couple other brothers, and I was like, for whichever reason, I was thinking Loras was one of the other brothers. Anyways, so Loras Tyrell, he's from Highgarden. He has a sister named Marjorie. Marjorie is the one where Renly showed a
Yeah,
picture. Okay, all right, so that's
unlocked.
Marjorie. Okay, all right, so that's the Highgarden family. That was a long segue for not an important part of thing to say.
Right. So how does this correlate to
Right.
Okay, yeah. So we learned that Renly like fled to those two places, or to either one of those places. We
Right.
don't actually know, but in that direction. And then Ned's like, well, so much for like all his people that he was like, offering to Ned. So then they're called. They were so like some guys came in and they were like, hey, like the king orders you to the throne room, and then Ned's like, bro, the king is dead. Like it's Cersei that's calling me to the throne room. He walks in. I think he like Littlefinger is like helping him walk. And he's like walking like the same path that he took when he first saw Jaime on the throne. But instead of Jaime right there, it's Joffrey. And then it's like, I know. And then
Jaime's
it's like
son.
oh my gosh, yeah. And then it's like all of the Lannister, side. And then, obviously Cersei is there. I think, man, I don't remember the entire conversations that were happening, but it was basically like Joffrey's the king. Ned's like, no, he's not. And then I think, Ned like gives the letter that Robert had Ned write, that saying
The really
like,
important letter that's gonna say everything.
yeah. And then Cersei's like, letter, and then tears it up. I was like, what is this like against the rules, guys? Like it was sealed. It has Robert's like signature on it.
Yeah, I keep coming back to this question, right? Like where does power reside? Because in that moment, it seems like it resides in that letter. This is the king's words.
Yeah.
And then you've seen what Cersei did with it, and you've seen everybody's reaction to it. So it's like, well, if it's like, where does power reside? Where does it come from?
I mean, like they were like, someone was shocked that she like ripped it up. I don't remember who, but someone was shocked. So I'm like, isn't this like, I don't know, seize her, bro. She's better. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then Ned is basically like, he's not the heir. It should be Stannis. He says something like that. Oh, I think he also reveals that Joffrey is not like, the true son. Like he shouldn't be on the throne at all. And then basically back and forth. Oh, go ahead.
I feel at this point, I just want like Ned to yell out like, Joffrey is the bastard son of Cersei and Jaime. So like just spill all the beans, man. All the important people are here. Like, let the world know.
Right. And then he was like, dang, like I didn't want to do this, Cersei. And then he gets, I don't know that guy's name. It's like Janice,
Janice Slint.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, like, capture these people and, be nice to them, but like take them and whatever. And then someone gets stabbed. There's like, I think it was
chaos.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of chaos. And then, Ned is like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then Littlefinger takes the dagger that was in Ned's like belt or whatever you call it, and then puts it under Ned's like chin, and he's like, I told you shouldn't have trusted me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like first of all, he's a creep, he's a liar, can't be trusted. Like I don't like this guy. And that was how it ended.
Yeah, that is a big turning point. Damn, I don't even know. Bro. Yeah, like aside from just kind of sitting in that moment, I don't even really have anything to add to it. It's just about yeah, like damn. And you would imagine, especially with the information that he knows about Cersei and Joffrey, from Cersei's perspective, like you can't keep this dude around, because sooner or later he's going to start saying some crazy stuff.
He's cooked, bro. He's so cooked. That's so sad. He's like my favorite too. It's okay. No, it's not. But he tried his best. Well, actually, no, he didn't. He definitely could have been like, Joffrey is Cersei and, like you said, Jaime's son, and could have done more. And he could have gotten Renly's guys. Like, that would have been a smart. Like, who cares about those kids? Like, the two younger ones, like, fine.
We gotta kill them kids.
Oh. Like, I don't know. Just put them, like, in a cell or something for the meantime. And okay, hold on. It was not that I like him, but Littlefinger's plan was kind of, like, smart. He was saying something about, like, don't give Stannis the crown, and like, you be the king, and then you, like, kind of train Joffrey, and, like, by 4 years later, Joffrey will, like, think of you as a second father, and blah 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 blah, and if you don't, then, like, 4 years is a long time, and you could do this and this and that. Anyway, that plan seemed pretty good to me. Not that I like him, but
I wonder how much of that is true, because Littlefinger, I think he wants people that he can either control or predict. Maybe he views Ned as so predictable that then Littlefinger can use that predictability to craft and scheme around him. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine that Littlefinger would truly want Ned to rule, just because they have such polar opposites in, like, morals and values.
That's true. And also, like, Ned is with Cersei, or not Cersei. Ned is with Catelyn, and Littlefinger is, like, in love with Catelyn. I don't even understand why. Like, she don't even like. Well, I don't know. He's weird. He's weird too. So
I know they almost deserve each other, man.
Yeah, like, I don't know, but yeah, I'm really sad about this though. Like, Ned was, like, so close. Dang, and his kids. I don't know if they've left yet. I don't think they have. Like, they're going to leave, but, like, they haven't, like, left.
No. And was the plan for them all to travel together, or was he sending the kids separate ahead?
I think he was sending them separate.
Who are they going to travel with?
They were traveling with.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were saying it like there was something they were traveling with, like, bad. I don't remember either.
Yeah.
It was someone that it might have been his new, like, steward guy.
Right, new leader of the household guard or whatever.
Yeah, it might have been him, and then, like, 10 other guys, and they were going, like, on a boat back to Winterfell. And then also it was so sad because, like, Ned was, like, really excited to go home too. He was like, I can't wait to go home and hear Bran's laughter and be with Robb and all of them and hold my wife. His wife's not even there.
I know, she ain't even there.
But, Bro was happy to go back. Like, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Dang. Like, he doesn't get to go back. Like,
well, is there a way? Like, how does he get out of this?
Cersei's not letting him. There's no way. Cersei's evil. I mean, like, unless she's like, let's ban this guy from this area and he has to stay in Winterfell and can never leave.
Well, I think you're close there, because instead of banning somebody to Winterfell, where do they get banned?
Oh, to, like, where Jorah is, right? Like,
no,
like,
so Jorah, like, fled to another continent.
Oh.
But think, like,
the woods, right? Like the damn. You know what I'm talking about, though.
I'm gonna make you say it. Let's just all sit here in silence until you remember the very important name that we've said 1,000 times.
The not the haunted forest, is it? No, I'm looking at the map. I was like, beyond the wall.
No,
bro,
the
where?
Wall.
Oh.
Yeah, well, a lot of times, like, if you get in trouble and you're in prison, you could just say, like, hey, yeah, I'll serve my time up at the Wall.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
He can give up his rights to Winterfell and whatever, and then he could, at the very least, reunite with Jon.
Yeah, sometimes I don't really know, like, how much he cares about Jon, because sometimes he'll be like, my kids, and Jon's, like, not mentioned, but then, like, other times he is mentioned, and I'm like, I don't know. And then also Jon, like, sometimes he'll be like, Lord Eddard, but then sometimes he'll be like, father.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, what do you guys, like? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that's a possibility too. But again, Cersei is evil. Now, and so was Joffrey. Joffrey was like, kill him. I was like, what? No way. Like, right now? What were you gonna say?
Does he have any other potential allies up in King's Landing? Like, obviously, Renly, I would say, is an ally, although he just went to another thing, but it could be to get an army to come back. He was obviously supporting Stannis, so Stannis could potentially be somebody that could right some wrongs.
That guy,
Barristan
his
Selmy,
name, yeah, him. Maybe Varys, but he's also like,
right? Yeah, he's a little tricky to figure out, but at the very least, I think they've had some conversations about there being trust there.
Yeah. That's all I can think of. Yeah. Is there anybody else that I'm missing?
I mean, really, my mind was primarily thinking of Varys, but you said it without
Okay.
me. Yeah, I think back just a couple days when we did our last episode, like since just in a couple days, and really, you just read these chapters a few hours ago. King Robert died.
I know.
And, he was perfectly fine in your mind a couple hours ago. And then freaking Ned was hand of the king, and now he's captured.
That's
did
crazy.
they say, so the chapter ended with Littlefinger putting a knife to his neck? So what do you think is going to happen 5 minutes after that? Like, is he going to slit his throat, put him in prison, or are they going to, what's going to happen?
I think they're going to, like, put him in prison, and then they'll probably, like, be like, okay, this is what we got to do with him. Yeah.
Who do you think is going to make the call?
Technically Joffrey, but it's going to be, like, Cersei telling Joffrey, like, hey, like, I think you should do this. And then he's going to be like, you're right, mother. And then that's what's
Does that sound like Joffrey? You're right, mother.
Yeah, actually, that's probably what he sounds like. Yeah. Oh, I hate. And also, I don't think their kids are going to be able to, or their kids. I don't think Ned's kids are going to be able to leave. Like, I bet, like, that whole thing is going to be stopped.
What would be the advantage from, like, Cersei or Joffrey's perspective? Like, I guess they'd want to keep Sansa because Joffrey is currently proposed to her.
That's true.
Betrothed.
Yeah. But I don't really know what that matters now that, like, if they were, like, planning to, like, get rid of Ned, like, what does marrying him to Sansa or her to Sansa?
It's a good point. It was probably Robert's desire, right? Like, he wanted those households to come together. Like, I don't think Cersei necessarily wants that.
Yeah.
And one of the main reasons for marriage is for power. You have, like, two powerful houses coming together, unite for more power. If you take Ned out of the picture, like, do the Starks still have that power? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I just think, like, I don't know. Maybe they would let them leave. I can't imagine them, like, staying. Like, they wouldn't really need to stay in, like, that area. But also, like, Cersei's evil. Like, maybe she just, like, is mean and is like, you know what? I'm going to stop you from going home. And then she stops him from going home. Like,
that's valid.
But yeah.
Now, let's say they keep him captured in the same way. Think about this. When they captured Tyrion, what was the Lannisters' reaction to that?
Oh, they were, like, really mad and they were, like, going to come after. But
so what would be the Starks' reaction to Ned being captured?
But, like, oh, you know what? But Robert's there. Or Robb.
And the Starks are, like, the wardens of the North. Like, I don't want to say they control all the other houses, but those other houses are supposed to go to bat for them. So they could be like, hey, we need to get the forces and go get Ned back.
That's true. And Robb might be like, my dad is captured. We got to go get it. Yeah. Wait, that might happen. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that's going to happen, actually.
Okay. All right. Take a step back. Any predictions? Or actually, instead of doing predictions for the chapters that we just read, let's look at the next 3 chapters coming up.
I think it's Arya next.
Why did you say it's so sad? You used to like Arya. You don't like Arya anymore?
That's weird. I like Arya, but, like, do it Ned for, like, a third time. I want Ned again.
Well, that's crazy. So we have Arya, Sansa, Jon. So no
No,
Ned.
Ned.
I know.
No.
And then
Oh
listen to
my
this.
gosh.
After that, it's Daenerys, Catelyn, Tyrion. Still no Ned.
Is there Ned after that, bro?
And then we have Sansa and then Ned.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a minute
that's a
until you,
lot of like not Ned.
right. Yeah, after having so many.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but
Well,
having
but
Arya and
right.
Sansa.
Yeah, I was going to say Arya coming up, like it's got to give you a lot of information about what's going on with Ned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Sansa too, because I feel like Sansa's more close with like hearing the Ned stuff than Arya is. Because Arya is
Right.
like always doing her own thing, and Sansa has been like with Ned for like the council thing. Like Sansa was there.
Yeah.
The tournament, Sansa was there.
And then if she's not with them, she's with Joffrey and she's hearing the other side of it or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's true. And then wait, what was it? Oh, we haven't seen Tyrion in a while either, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Cat.
Thank
I don't
goodness.
remember. No, I like Tyrion.
Oh, and Tyrion for sure. Go ahead, Cat though.
Yeah,
Cat.
yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Catelyn.
It's like obviously but like my wife's name is Cat.
Yeah.
So it's always so funny when I'm like, oh, Catelyn, Cat, no Cat.
Yeah. I don't even remember where we left off with them, not gonna lie. Are they traveling still?
Yeah, he was coming down the mountain with Bronn.
Oh yeah, I
He
forgot.
just got
Oh my gosh, I
released.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then those guys like came up, and he was like,
The Mountain Clan.
Yeah, and then he was like, I can promise you like didn't he say he can promise them like the house of Tol?
There
He
he,
can promise them
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I was like, what? What do you mean? Yeah. Okay, cool. Dang, that's crazy. No Ned. We've had Ned for so long, and now there's no Ned chapters for like 2 sections. I'm being called. Anyway.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. It's like right in my ear.
All right. So any direct predictions with we'll group them together, Arya or Sansa?
I think they're gonna be hearing about like the whole Ned thing. They're gonna be like, dude, our dad just got like betrayed, captured, whatever. And then I feel like, I don't know. I'm assuming that'll stress them out a little bit. Oh, but also they're supposed to be leaving that day actually. So either they're gonna leave or they're not.
True.
Yeah.
Great prediction.
Right. Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen.
You know what?
Sunshine and Rainbows.
Make a prediction. Are they leaving or are they staying?
I don't think they're gonna be leaving. Okay. I have a feeling they're gonna stay. I don't know why yet, but I just don't think they'll be staying.
So your gut is telling you. Yeah. All right. Next one is Jon. So with that chapter, he's now an official brother. Him and Sam and his other group of buddies. I imagine he'll probably have right. We got to figure out whose hand that is, and he's now going to be around Mormont a lot, so he's going to probably be hearing maybe some insider information or something like that.
Does the wall get like information about like outside?
Yeah, I mean, any castle could send ravens with updates of stuff going on. It's not like it's any castle's responsibility to update the wall, but anybody could at any time, I guess.
I wonder if they're going to get like updates about like, oh, you know what? They'll probably get updates about Robert being dead. I feel like, you know, that's pretty
right.
Like, the king is dead now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wonder if he'll get like updates about Ned.
You know, if you're Jon and you hear the king is dead, I think your next question is like, okay, who's now in charge? You might think your dad. Yeah. He was the hand of the king.
Yeah.
You know, and he's going to probably think, well, Joffrey's probably not old enough, or I don't know. So you might get some additional information about the situation with his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I predict too. Yeah. But still my predictions.
And then he obviously leaves the wall to go down south, right?
No. But yeah, actually, I can't really like. I don't know. That's all I got for Jon for real.
Yeah, he's not really at any like forks in the road yet.
Yeah.
Then, you know, again, he's part of Night's Watch, but I don't know how much that changes. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. You're still off of school, right? Monday
Yeah,
you go back? Okay, so maybe one more episode before you go back?
Yeah, maybe over the week.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Looks
We'll
like you got
see.
plans.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe
We'll
at
see.
10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
All right. That's all we got. We'll see you guys
Okay.
later.